What's up, you guys who went for all right, we wait for some people to get in here, y'all. And we're gonna go live. Well, we're already live, but wait for a few people to come in. What's up, everybody? I know I'm catching people at noon. Hopefully we can catch some people. If not, we still gonna roll it. Mm, Let's see. What's up? Just waiting for some more people to come up in here. And then we're gonna get started, you guys. What's up, you guys? I'm just waiting for a few more people to get in here. We're gonna have a little discussion about the music industry. Um, Start naming y'all cities, where you're from. We get a few shout outs before we get started, you guys. Let me see. Uh, what's happening, everybody? Just letting some more people get up in here. We're gonna get started. Hope you guys having a good day. What's up, CC? What's up, Mystique? I don't know. I don't see Mystique. Is Mystique in here? Uh, we're gonna talk about the music industry, you guys, because everybody's infatuated with the music industry. Share this live, you guys. Share this live before we get started. Let me know what city you guys are from, and so I can give you your early shots out. And why is my thing on this thing? Let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay, Mystique is in here. How y'all doing today? Everybody good? You guys having a good lunch today? You guys enjoying yourself? Share the live, share the live, and we're gonna get it started in a second. Make sure you post what city you're from too, you guys, so I could show you some love. Hold on. Everybody wants to be in the music industry, and we're gonna talk about that. Oh shit! Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Do I have it only set for members? I hope I don't have it just set for members. Hold on. Let me go back and check my Western name. Give me a second, you guys. Let me see. Nope, nope. That's why. I'm sorry, you guys. I only had it set for members. I don't know why. I don't know how that even happened. It's crazy. Okay, let's let some more people get up in here. Yeah, I had it set for members. Weird. I don't know what I was thinking about. Let a few more people get up in here, and then we're gonna go in. Thank you for the hearts. Let's boost these hearts up. That was my mistake, you guys. That was my mistake. So yeah, we're gonna is the music industry a safe space? Is what we're gonna get into. And I think it's a great conversation that we need to talk about because I get calls about people inspiring to be in the music industry and people always how the industry is. Let's get these numbers up, you guys. Share the live so we can go in. What's up? Let me know where you guys are from. Hey, everybody. What city are you from? Let's go on with this so I can give you some love. Houston, Texas in the house. Houston always comes in and holds me down too. Houston is special. I got family in Houston. I love Houston. Houston's in the house. Let's see who else we got. Let's read off. Let me see. So we got Houston in the house. Hold on. I'm trying to go to my live so I can look off my phone and get some shots out to you guys. I have no idea why it's not showing that I'm live on my phone. Really strange. So that way I don't have to read it off of that screen. Hold on, you guys. I don't know. It's not even showing my live on my phone. Really, really weird. Anyway, so we got Houston in the house. Rhode Island's in the house. What's up, Rhode Island? Leanne Newman. Castro Valley, Cali. I remember Castro Valley. You coming in before? Cali's in the house. Molly. What's up, Molly? Who else do we have? Let's share this live, you guys. Let's get some more people in here. so I can go in this conversation. This is a pretty deep conversation I want to talk about because you might have family members who want to be in the music industry. You might have nephews and cousins, and I just want to talk about is it a safe space to be? Is the music industry, especially modern day now, is the music industry a safe place for anybody to be? And we're going to go in and we're going to talk about that. Jersey City in the house. Leo, is it Leo? Okay, Leo. What's up, Leo? Yolanda, hi. Cali in the house. Is that Georgia? GA in the house? Georgia in the house? Welcome, you guys. Share the live, please. Before we get started, share the live so I'm gonna give you guys some of my time. You know I like to talk. Meech and I are gonna go on later again, but you know I like to talk. I like to do my what's the name, and then Meech and I go on and do whatever we do, right? So let's get down. North Dakota. Laverne, North Dakota. Laverne Bryant. Wait a minute. Laverne, I thought you lived in Vegas at first. Am I correct? Or is this the same Laverne Bryant that I know from Vegas? Or is this a different Laverne Bryant? Share the live, you guys. Share the live. Yeah. Houston, Texas. We got, again, another Houston, Texas, North Carolina. Okay. You're in North Dakota, Laverne Bryant. Okay. Chrissy L., Houston, Texas. Jacqueline, North Carolina. Jacqueline Whitaker. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to go in a little bit, but I want to get this live up. I want you to share it more so we can go in. You know, I like to have a little energy from y'all, because y'all been giving me energy, man. I love the energy. You feel what I'm saying? Australia. I love Australia. I got a lot of business partners and friends in Australia. Ohio's in the house. What part of Ohio? Toledo, Columbus, or Louisiana? Shirley, I see you. I see you, Miss Shirley. Thank you for stopping in. Share the live, y'all. Melody, what's up, Melody? Listen, share the live. Listen, I know you guys probably got family and friends who want to inspire or being in the music industry, you guys. And the thing is, you know, with everything that you see going on these days in the music industry, most people don't know how the music industry operates. It's such a uniquely dynamic business, on not just the end of being an artist, not on just that end of being an artist, but also on the end of the business, also on the parts of all the crazy things that happen in the music industry. Now, I've been in this business now for like 42 years. I've been in the music industry, right? And there's a lot of things that I could have gotten caught up in, but I wasn't desperate in trying to make it in this business. I wasn't desperate at wanting to be a star. I was not desperate. Is my glass crooked? I was not desperate at wanting millions. I never ever became desperate at any of those things. Share this live with some friends, you guys. Share this live with some artists that definitely are going to need to hear this. I know you guys are not used to me coming on at this time, but I try to switch up to get you guys used to me coming on at different times and not necessarily at 9, not necessarily in the morning, not necessarily at 5 or 6. I want to be able to just pop on and give you guys that energy anytime. So I know this is not my normal time. Just work with me, share that live. Um, this business is such a tricky business, and what I mean by that is there's a lot of illusions of grandeur, right? As you're an artist, you have this vision of what you think this business should be when you're getting into it, and you have this vision of what you want it to be in your heart, what your heart wants it to be, but it never turns out to be what you really want it to be. You go through all the opposite things before you go through the things that matter in the music industry. We're seeing this P. Diddy case, right? We're even seeing this situation with the Smokey Robinson situation, right? And all these things are popping up. And then we're seeing this is happening to a lot of Black entertainers. And you ask yourself, why? Surely there's tons of other entertainers that are doing this. You're absolutely correct. These things that you see, these alleged things that are being said about industry artists, Black artists are not the only ones that are dealing with this or that have went through this, or even the ones that have been accused of doing some of these things in the music industry, they're not the only ones. Black artists are not the only ones doing this. Black artists become examples, made examples. You got a lot of white artists that are doing a lot of shit, but you never see it. Now, I'm not making this a black and white thing, but I'm showing you the schematics of the game. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we already know, and this is what I always tell young black men: you get in this business, do everything by the book as much as you can. I understand, you want to kick it. I understand this business, the beautiful women, the money, the success, the parties. It's easy to get caught up, y'all. It's easy to get caught up. So when artists come into this business, or people are meeting with me and they want to be in the music industry, the first question I ask them is why? Why do you want to be in this business? Why is it so important for you to be in this business? The reasons guys like me, my age, wanted to be in this business, the guys now, the men and women that want to be in the music industry now, is different than what we wanted back in the day. You see, we come from a time where we would rehearse in our garage for 8 hours, the whole weekend. We come from a time where we wanted it. We wanted it. Now, back then, you might have wanted the girls. We weren't even concerned with the money. My infatuation was being on stage, the lights, and performing. I didn't care about the girls. My buddies in the group I was in, they wanted the girls. But nobody paid attention to the money. Nobody cared about the money when we were young. Everybody just wanted to be on stage, and they loved the girls. They wanted to see the girls. They wanted to be around the girls, right? That hasn't changed much. Notice I said nobody paid attention to the money. Everybody was caught up in the glamour of the industry, which is the lights, action, women, parties, kicking it. That happens so easy, which is why I ask artists, why do you want to be in the music industry? It's a question every artist should ask themselves, especially black artists. Because here's the thing. When you get in this business, I tell young black men, be careful. Sometimes people think money means that you can do whatever you want. Sometimes people think money means you can step on whoever you want. Sometimes people think money means you can buy influence and you can buy people to shut up and you can pay people to be quiet. Those things are sort of true in certain circumstances, but nowadays we're finding out that that doesn't even work. That money runs out and people want more money, and people want more money, and people want more money. So, is the music industry a safe place? Is the question of the day. There's so many answers to that question. It depends on the person. It depends on who you are. You get in this business, it's 90% business. That's why they call it the business of music. You notice they don't call it the artist business. They don't say, welcome to the artist business. They say, welcome to the music industry. It's the business of music. And so, therefore, we have our young African American men getting this business. And at first, they're excited about being an artist. And then when the girls come and the parties and the kicking it, they get so enthralled and caught up in that. And before they know it, here's a situation that we're seeing, like what we're seeing with the P. Diddy case. Here's a situation we're seeing with one of our OGs, Mr. Smokey Robinson, with allegedly these people saying that he did this. How do we get to a position where this does not have to happen? That's the question we should be asking. Like, I see everybody online talking about, Smokey, Diddy, but why don't we talk about what we can do to make sure artists don't get caught up in these situations? Because I didn't. I'm still in this business. I work with mostly women in the music industry. I can put them all on this live. And they'll tell you Stone has never come at me disrespectful. He has never tried to holler at me. He's never tried to. I done heard some stories about some of the stuff men in this business can do. And I'm in this business. And even when I hear the stories, it blows my mind. And I say to the women, are you serious? They say, yeah. Yeah, Stone, like this person did this, pulled their thing out. This person. And I'm like, whoa. Because I don't do that. So I'm trying to imagine seeing somebody do that. You know what I'm saying? Like imagining being in the studio and you just stand up and just do some crazy shit and be like, yeah, what's up? I can't even imagine that, which is probably why I'm privileged to work with a lot of female artists, because I don't approach women with the bullshit. I'm about my business. You pay me for my services. I produce a record on you. You're in my studio and you're out. And you might consult with me for marketing and promotions or whatever radio play, but I don't ever come at women sideways. I think in this business, it's so not think, I know in this business, it's so easy to get caught up in the glamour of who you think you become. People start believing their own hype. You start thinking you're in this position, you got the luxuries and the pleasures of it's like the fruit on the table. You see that platter. Artists, when we have shows, it's called our we get like this per diem, right? We could tell them whatever we want to eat, right? We could say, I want shrimp, I want apples, I want some exotic fruit. I need you to go get that. Some artists ask for some crazy stuff. And then some of them don't even eat it backstage. But if you ever hang out backstage, some artists have the most extravagant per diem stuff as far as what they like to eat and what they like to drink. Special water imported from. This is what artists become accustomed to. And the same thing when it comes to women being around. This is another reason why when I work with women, I keep 2 women around me for a reason. I keep cameras in my studio for a reason. So that can nobody say that Stone came at them, did anything. I do that for a reason. Because as a black man, the first thing you got to move, remember how you need to move is you have to move with understanding that you're not exempt from being able to get caught up with bullshit in this business, even when people trying to plant that kind of bullshit on you. So you got to move accordingly. See, black men forget. They get the money and they nah, you're still a black man just with a whole bunch of money. You still can be got. You still can be ran a certain direction or set up a certain way. So you got to move accordingly. I don't do studio sessions with women without other women there watching or having a camera on and them keeping their eye on. I don't let women just hang with me by themselves. I do that to protect me. Now, look at that. I've been like that all my life. But then again, I'm not the kind of guy that goes at women. I'm not the kind of guy who will look at a woman and want to work with her because I want to hook up with her. None of my people are. None of my circle are. We don't do that. We understand that it's going to be greater when we get a hit on you. We get a hit on you, we made history with you. Now, I'm not saying there's not cases where a producer and the artist end up dating and marrying. Yeah, that shit happens. What I am saying is us producers should not put our focus, or artists should not put our focus on that being the focus. That's how you get caught up. Easy. And once again, being a black man, you're already 20 steps closer to being caught up just because of that. Now, I know it's hard for a lot of people to understand that might not be black. And you're probably asking yourself, well, why? I just don't get why. You're where you guys are free. Why? It's not like that anymore. Yes, it is. It's still like that. I would love to say that it isn't. I would love for us to believe that it isn't. But yes, it's just a black man with a whole bunch of money now. It's just a wealthy nigga with a whole bunch of money. That's the real truth. We're looking at the Shannon Sharp situation. I mean, that's another situation. If you listen to Cat Williams and what he said, he gets it. He knows. Same thing I'm saying, Cat gets it. Cat keeps a lot of women around him, his whole crew of women. They keep their eye on him. They keep their eye on the women coming at him. They see it before it comes. Is the entertainment industry a safe space in general? It depends on how the man is moving. The way a man is when he goes into the music industry, if he's already that way, it's going to become bad for him in a very dark way. Because when it comes to more money and success, now those same issues double up and triple up. When I came into this business, I was already a humble. I was raised by women. So there was things I already had in me that was like, okay, you don't do that. You don't talk to that woman like that. I wasn't raised by men. I was raised by women who gave me the game. They had to be my aunt had to be my mother and my father. My mom, same thing. They gave me game. They talked to me about women. They talked to me about how you handle a woman as you're growing as a man, how you deal with them, how you should respect them, how also not just trust any woman as you continue to grow in your business and your success. The things we see happening to black men, they have put themselves in those positions. These things didn't just happen out of just normality because it's not normal. Black men in the entertainment industry become part of the circle, and they figure if they see the white colleagues doing it, it's okay for them to do it. I'm just telling you the real truth because everybody's in the parties together and they see, Kenny doing it. They go, it must be cool. But we got to remember we're black men. So we're already in a position to be destroyed. So we can't move like Kenny. We can't move like Kenny or Evan or whatever the gentleman's name is that's on the other side. We can't move like them. Our movement has to be totally different. And it has to come from the pineal gland, that third eye. We have to see everything that's happening at all times. This business will chew you up and spit you out if you allow it. I am very careful on the situations that I bring around me. I'm very careful with how I deal with, believe me, I get women hit me up all the time in my inbox. I never know if to trust them. I never know if they're up to no good. I never know. And it's sad because, it could be a cool person, but I'm always very leery of people hitting me up and, randomly, and I don't know them. And then I'm just like, what's this about? I don't know if they're trying to get me to say something. I don't know if they're trying to trick me. I don't know if they're trying to, I never know. I never really know. So when I move in a spiritual sense. I'm a Buddhist, so I meditate enough for me to see and feel those spiritual elements that I need to see and feel. I see and feel it all the time, right? Share this live, y'all. Share with some artists. So I know I'm careful. Not enough black men are careful. They get money and they think that means that they are up on top of the world, man. And they don't have to worry about shit. We're seeing that's not true. In history, have you ever seen these many black men back to back get attacked? Have you ever seen these many black men in history? Think about it. We had R. Kelly, we got Shannon Sharp, we got Mr. Smokey Robinson. My heart is broken, right? And the list goes. You got P. Diddy, and you have Bill Cosby. In the history, name me 20 black men you've seen that happen to, or 10 or 5, ever in the history. But then again, I'll say this also. You've never had these many black millionaires and billionaires. So is this something that is part of the plan? Is this something that's part of exactly what's happening? And that is to destroy, to seek and destroy. But you're giving them an opportunity to do that. If you don't give them an opportunity to seek and destroy, they can't do it. I see the videos. I know people wanted me to get on there and talk about the puppy and the Smokey thing and all that. No, I wanted to, my spin is going to be different every time. Because instead of me talking about what everybody is saying, which everybody already know because it's in the news, why don't I talk about how I'm in the same business and I didn't allow myself to get caught up? And how did I do that? How did Stone do that? Should be the question to the ones that didn't allow themselves to be caught up. And how can we pass this knowledge on to other young black men or Hispanic men so they don't get caught up? Or other artists in general, right? As a man, let's just say as a man, how do we pass this on to other men to say, don't do that. This is the reason why I personally don't have a relationship with artists that I work with, because it can be a very tricky and complicated thing. It can be. I mean, it could be tricky and complicated. We're already in a position to be on the losing side. We're already in that position. I'm telling you what I'm telling you. It's easy for a person to make up a lie. People make up lies every day. But when you give them an opportunity to make that lie look real, then that's when it becomes a problem. Because the public opinion has already ruled you guilty. Even if you're found innocent, public opinion court is different. People want to believe a lie. So why, black men, why put yourself, all the artists that are watching me, young and old, I don't care. You can be 80, you can be in your teens. Why put yourself in the position? Now, you want to know the real truth? I've been to plenty studios where I've watched with my own eyes. I've been in this music industry for years. I've seen everything you see playing out in the news. I've seen in real time, in real life. I've been to parties where cocaine was spread all over the table. Did I indulge? Nope. I'm the one that always sit way in the corner, watch everything, and as soon as things get to be weird, I'm gone. You know how many times I've done that? Do you know how many offers I've had in the music industry for certain things to happen if I was willing to do certain things? Show up to a meeting, Stone. We believe in you, Stone. We believe in your talent. You're great. Just show up to the meeting in Beverly Hills, at the Beverly Hills Hilton or at this place, and we want to have a meeting with you. I said yes, but I never showed up. You know how many times I went through that? And then people ask me, Stone, your career, you've been in this business. What happened? Nothing happened. I'm living my dream. I'm an artist. I'm in control of my career. My records come out when I want. I tour. My records chart overseas. I go to Japan. I have no complaints. You might just be meeting me, but my records sell all over the world. You might just be meeting me, but I got fans. I took the long route because I did not want to take the fastest route, which would have been whatever they offered me and whatever I had to accept and deal with mentally the rest of my life. I turned it away. And I just said, God, Buddha, whatever you have for me, let I just know if I keep working at what I love to do, that it's going to happen. And I am actually in a better place more than I realized I would have ever been. I didn't realize I would have been in an executive position like I am, but I work hard to be here. I can help other artists. I can put other people in the position of having careers. That is really where I wanted to be. I wasn't trying to be a star. At first, when I was younger, yes, but when I saw all the things that you got to do sometimes in this business for that to happen, I got scared. So I made a promise to myself to make sure that when I got in a position to help other artists, I would not do them any sort of way that I saw with money, with business, or not allow nobody to be around them that was going to take them to situations that made them feel like they had to do things they didn't want to do. I said, I will always make sure I help people to get to where they need to get without them having to feel like they got to do something, because you don't have to. When you got good people that believe in the music, that believe in you, that understand the business model, and that just want to be successful with you. Let's make money together. Let's make history together. You don't worry about the physical parts of it. You see, the problem is, as men, it's easy for us to get caught up in the physical principles of life. We see a woman, we feel like if she's a bad one, we like, ooh, I gotta have that. That's just a man shit. But it takes a real man to go, this is business. Let me leave that alone, because that could cost me more than just money. That could cost me my life. Let's keep it business. You see, the thing is, when you keep it business, then you get more business. When you keep it about business, when people tell the story about you, they have nothing but great stories to tell about you. It's not easy in the music industry. It's not easy being in the music industry and having power, because power equals sometimes us making mistakes and using our power in the wrong way, which is why you got to stay prayed up, meditate, pray, whatever you got to do to keep your center focus as a important gatekeeper in the music industry. You got to do it. Look at what's happening right now. This has happened to mostly the gatekeepers. Look at everybody that this has happened to. And what do they all have in common? They are gatekeepers. It's a scary place to be. I understand my responsibility as a gatekeeper. I don't play them games. If you're talented, or if you got an investor that wants to invest in you, there's few things I look for. You got an investor. It's rare now that I find artists I'm interested in. I don't do it anymore because I hate babysitting. So I tell artists, if you got an investor, you want to push your career, we'll get behind you. That way we can make things happen. They say, what do I owe you? I say, this is what your investor owes, or this is what you're gonna have to pay for studio, writing, production. I don't need nothing from you on no physical. I don't want you like that. Whoever the female is, I don't need you like that. I just want you to be an artist. And this is what happens in the music industry. People make even these girls that, even if a guy doesn't come at them, in their mind, they figure, some of them figure like they got to do this. Some women figure like, I got to do this in order to be accepted. So I'm going to flirt on the producer. You know how many females have flirted with me in the studio? And I've said, hey, nah, I'm good. Nah, let's not. As a matter of fact, stop the session. I'll see you tomorrow. And then the next day she come, I got a female in the studio or two of them because I feel uncomfortable because I'm not trying to get jammed up in a situation where somebody makes a lie up. Young men, older men, because this don't just apply to young men, because there's some old fools out here too. Listen, if you move the right way, you don't have to watch over your shoulder. Artists, producers, executives in the music industry, I'm talking to all y'all. We're all in the same business. We got to move smarter, especially black men. Like, it just, you just really can't think that you can loosely move wild like a wild animal and then ain't nothing gonna happen. If you got a girl at home, go do what you got to do with your girl. If the woman ain't feeling you in the studio, if it's an artist you're working with, leave it on the artist tip. Let's keep it there to keep yourself in a safe zone so you don't put yourself in a position where you're going to regret it in the long run. Keep yourself in a safe space to protect yourself. Every woman you don't need to hook up with. I know. I got tons of friends in the music industry that are huge executives that I watched them run plays at parties and studio. And I've said to myself, damn, man, this ain't going to end up good. So me and my circle, we run real smooth and tight. We know because we've been in this business long. So we know. We see what's happening now. We see how it happened. And we know how it happens. But I'm speaking to young black men and people that's trying to get in this business, or the ones that's already in it, the old knuckleheads that, feel like, I mean, come on, y'all. Y'all got to be smarter than this, man. They're taking down, you're giving them an opportunity. You can't take a person down if you haven't give them the footing to take you down. You're giving them the footing to take you down, to dispose of you, to write and change your narrative. And whatever history you wrote is now about to be rewritten because you gave them the opportunity to do so. None of us are perfect. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is be conscious of the moves you make. That's all you got to do. I do it all the time. I look at my scenarios, and when it looks too good, I get scared. I go, oh, whoa. Yeah, that one can't be in the studio with me by myself. Let me call my girl up. Yeah, babe, I need you in the studio with me. Why? I got this film. Okay, I'm there. And I call somebody else. I make sure my studio is full of people and I turn that camera on. There's a saying when they talk about relationships. They say the way you go into the relationship is the way it ends, right? Grandma said that, mama said that, your father said that. That same thing applies to any business that you go off into. The way you go into that business is the way it ends. So be careful going into the music industry with your mind in the wrong place. It should really be about the music and being able to take care of your family. But when you go into it, wanting to kick it party, that's what you're doing. That's how it's going to end. It's going to give you the same thing that you put into it. Sometimes it can be a very bad ending, as we're seeing with black men. It breaks my heart to see this because the first time in history we've seen these many successful black men, and they're getting taken down like bowling pins. And we can't blame anybody but them putting themselves in that position for that to happen. Notice I said nobody's perfect. Men and women, none of us are perfect. There's nobody on this live, and anybody that's coming across this live watching is perfect. What we do have in common with each other is the fact that we have a brain. We have time to think about what we're doing before we do it. My mom used to say something deep to me. She used to say, son, think 10 times before you do something. And if it's not right, you won't do it. When I was young, I used to be like, huh? What? What is she talking about? As I got older, I understand it even better. Well, she was telling me, be analytical about every move you make. Because then if you think about it, if it's something bad, you will not do it because you got time to think about it before you even do it. Most people act on spontaneous movement. They don't think before they move. Y'all don't think I ever been around some beautiful women that I've been like, oh my God. But my respect level and me hearing my mom and my aunt in my ear have been like, leave that lady alone. Give her respect. Watch yourself. We're men. We all are guilty men and women of the same thing. And that is sometimes people are subject to being weak, and some are even weaker than the other person. See, when you train yourself to be disciplined, you don't have to try to discipline because it's in you. So I have trained myself to walk in discipline. So because I've trained myself, I don't have to monitor Stone anymore. I don't have to go, be careful, Stone. It's automatic now. I go in automatic mode. Listen, I've talked to women on Facebook and Instagram that have said things to me and sent me pictures and it's been some adult stuff, right? But because I'm such a scary cat when it comes to dealing with women I don't know, I never even let it go any further than that. I play it off, laugh, joke, whatever, because I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know if they're setting me up. I don't know what's going on. So I kept it exactly that way, right? That energy, it stays right there inside that inbox, and it don't go any further. And it might be some that might be sincerely incredible. If I didn't have a girl, that might have been a great relationship, but I would never know because I was too scared as a black man to entertain it. This doesn't happen sometimes. This happens to me all the time. But I have to remind myself why. I have to remind myself the position that I am in. I also have to remind myself that I've dealt with people trying to get me for money before in the past. I've dealt with people trying to get a bag even out of me. Not on no woman stuff, but just people trying to hustle up money, trying to figure my angle out, trying to see what I got, what I don't have, what I do have. This is why I know as a black man, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. It don't have to be a woman. It could be a person just trying to tie you into some business deal so they can turn around and flip the script and try to sue you for some money. It can be any of that. But if you watch yourself, then you don't have to worry about that. You can't trust everybody. My biggest mistake in my life, I'm a trustworthy person. I'm always guilty of trusting people. That's one of my biggest problems because I believe that everybody's good. Any problems I've ever had in my life came from me trusting people because my mom was a trustworthy person. She helped everybody. She fed the community, right? She ministered to the community. She saved people's lives. She fed the community. She took in foster children. She changed a lot of people's lives. I watched her do it. So I attribute me just being so nice to people from watching her. I attribute that to her. But because I was that way, I went through a lot of crazy stuff being used, being stepped on and walked on in my life as a younger man. And I don't happen no more as an older man. I make a few little mistakes here and there with money with people, but I had to tighten up on that too, giving people money and thinking they my friends. I don't do that shit no more. These weren't even people I was in business with. These just random people. I'm thinking, these are my friends. Doesn't mean I'm a dummy. It just means that I really cared for people. Black men, you got to understand that you have to be careful. This is a different age, man. Different time, different age, different movement. Things are no longer the way they used to be when grandma and great grandma was alive. We're no longer in that space. We are in a new space. We're in a new time. We're in a new element. Hit those likes, you guys. Share this live. We're in a new element right now. And nobody cares about, people care more about dogs than they do black men and black folks. That's just some real shit. I know it's a fucked up analogy, and I'm coming at you in an odd way. I'm gonna tell you something. I was with a friend of mine. It was me, Meech. We were at a bar. and a friend of ours had his dog. And every single person came up to that dog. And it was a defining moment for me, right? I love dogs too. I grew up with animals. But it was a defining moment because we were sitting right by the dogs. Nobody said, I mean, people did speak to us, but for the majority, people walked right past us. The dog was right there. They didn't even speak to us. They spoke to the dog and was just deep into the dog. That told me a lot about us as humans. Animals have become more important than humans have become to each other. So imagine being a black man and you're in that same space. You get what I'm saying? You got to protect yourself. You got to understand that if you're in the entertainment industry, you're in there to entertain, to make your money, to take care of your family, enjoy, put the people around you love, make your money, and go out in history in a great way. Not what we're seeing that's happening to black men right now. And everybody's freaked out like, why? Why is they put themselves in that position? Because they start thinking they're God. There's only one God. Doesn't matter how many religions you got. We all pray to one thing and one faith in what we believe in. Even though I'm a Buddhist, I know that there's only one God. We forget that. Black men forget they black when they get money. I'm just saying, they get money and they just forget they black. Like, I ain't black, I'm money. I'm money. I ain't even black no more. I'm money. This is how this happens. This is why I love when I see Cat Williams speak. He speaks with so much game. And if people, there's a few people in the industry I always said you should pay attention to when they speak. Prince was one of them, and Cat Williams. Cat Williams always has messages. All you got to do is decipher them. And sometimes his messages are very clear. And sometimes they're set to be decoded. You got to decode them. You got to listen to him and get what he's saying. He gets it. He gets it. They tried to break him too. They couldn't because he wasn't caught up in that kind of stuff. So what they tried to do is make him look like he was crazy. And he wasn't crazy. Everything he had been saying, he's been saying, and it hasn't stopped saying it. And he's been preaching to black men. All of them. Not one, but all. He spoke to Shannon Sharp. He's been speaking to the black community about how black men should move. But people try to make him to be crazy. People said, oh, he's just talking out the side of his head. Well, now we see he wasn't. There's science to his words. There's science to his words. Yeah. All you got to do is listen. All you got to do is listen. Is the entertainment industry a safe space? It truly depends on each person. Each person is different. I knew that it was a safe space for me because I knew I was going to make the right decisions. I knew that when I was young, I knew what I wanted. I knew how I wanted to get there. And I knew I wasn't going to compromise doing anything crazy that I didn't want to do, even if it meant, how many deals I walked away from 1990, no, wait a minute, from 1984 to now. Do you know how many record deals I walked away from? I mean, I've had a lot of deals, major deals, but do you know how many I walked away from with big money on the table? Do you know how many deals I was offered with big money on the table that I walked away from? All because of one thing. There was something else attached to that I just was like, "Nah, I'm good. Like, yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, if God want me to be successful in this business, he'll make another way. Thank you." I worked to pave my way my way. Blood, sweat, and tears. There were nights I cried. There were times I didn't think things was going to work out for me because here's an opportunity over here that's calling me saying, I got this. You just got to come through. And then here's an opportunity said, well, you might not get that. And it might take you years to get there. I went this way with tears in my eyes, knowing that it was going to be a lot of hard work and that, why does it have to be an offer like this? For me to, why do I have to do this to be in this business? You guys got to understand, this is not new for the entertainment industry. All the things, the wicked and dark things that happen in the music industry are not new. It's been happening since the inception of the entertainment industry, film also. So if you meet somebody that really artists and people trying to be in this game, if you meet somebody that really believes in you, or somebody you're working with that ain't coming at you sideways and they just telling you this is what you got to do, go get your investors, or this is what you got to invest in, respect them, because they're not telling you you got to do weird shit to be in this game or to be in the entertainment industry, film or music. They're not telling you that. They're saying, listen, you want to be in this business, be a business person. You expect me to work, you got to pay for my service and my time. Respect those people. You see, artists, you get caught up because you want everything for free and you think people are supposed to give something to you. That's another reason you get caught up, because you're looking for free. And trust me, you're going to get that free. Keep running with your hands out. Oh, you're going to get that free one way or the other if you keep operating that way. But when you do get in the game, and if you do get in the right way or the wrong way, remember you're still a black man. And that shit ain't never going to change unless you just wake up as a white person. The rules are different. I hate to even say that. I hate to tell the truth, but it is the truth. The rules are different. Columbus, Ohio in the house. Angie B, you're correct. Angie says, never sell your soul for quick success. Absolutely not, Angie. Absolutely. And listen, and I can speak on this subject because I've been in this business for 40 something years now, 41, 42. And believe me, the offers have come and they still come even to this day. And I laugh at it because I'm like, man, come on, man. Don't even talk to me like that. When I get them weird calls or emails, come on now. You know, I'm a gatekeeper. I don't need you for nothing. You know, it's always funny when I get them people who call me like, yeah, we can help you. Well, what can you help me do? I help people. What is it that you're going to do to help me when I'm already in a position to help myself? I still get those calls. Every once in a while, they still come in. So, yes, it does not change. It comes with this business, but you do have a choice to either do it or not, to either be in the mix of that or not. Me, as a black man, I chose the straight. And if it took me, as long as it took me to be in the position to do what I needed to do, I took that route. And it wasn't easy. That route, sometimes you're broke, struggling musicians, you know. I done been down that road. I get, you know, my love to all the struggling musicians. I've been down that road. But I work my hardest to be in a power position, to be a gatekeeper so that I can open doors for other artists and still help myself. That's the position I'm in now. I work hard to be in that position. It's 40 something years for me to be in that position. I said I wanted to be the most important person in the room that nobody knew about. That's what my motto was to myself. Well, I've accomplished that. Most of you guys don't realize how much I can help an artist watching this. Most people don't know. They just think I'm the guy that's got the albums out, or I'm the guy online doing the music. No, I'm a businessman. I'm a gatekeeper. I can help make things happen for artists' careers. And I don't take advantage of it at all. And I do not take it lightly being in this position to help people. I take it serious and I don't take advantage of people. I open the doors, and whatever I can do to help them, I do it. But I tell them I'm a businessman. You got to pay me for my time. But I'm going to put you in a position to be your own business person. Well, you won't need Stone. You won't need nobody to make you no promises. You'll be in a position to help yourself. That's what I do for artists. But the problem in this business is most black people that get in this business, they only want to be the only person at the top. They don't want to help nobody else. They want to be the grand poobah sitting in the big chair, and they want everybody to come to them begging for opportunity. That's what black folks do to each other in this business. I'm just giving you the truth. Anybody in this business on this live that know me and know what I'm saying is true. You know, other executives in the business don't operate like that. They might rob you, try to rob you of money, but black people might get you for your money, and they're going to act like they only want to be the only ones at the top, and all the other shit that goes on. And then they get shut down, and then everybody's going, why? And what did I do? You got to get back. Also, you got to watch your moves. Also, you got to make sure you don't put yourself in a position that's compromising. Because if Stone puts himself in a bad position, I no longer can help nobody. So you got to look at the bigger picture. If God has blessed us to be in a position to help others, why would we go and destroy that opportunity when now we can't help anybody? That's what is going on in the Black community now. Too many celebrities. So a lot of our great ones are gone, passed away, and the ones that are here are now all caught up in situations. How are they going to help any new artists? How are they going to help anybody new when now they're fighting the battle to even save themselves from being in prison the rest of their lives? How can you help somebody? Once again, the narrative is nobody's perfect, but you can be conscious of the moves you make as Black men, as businessmen, Black men being a businessman, Black man being in the entertainment industry. You have a responsibility when you are a gatekeeper. You have a responsibility when you are a very successful artist. And that is to watch what you do, because there's other Black inspiring artists and young Black businessmen watching and that are inspiring to be like you, or maybe even trying to work with you. Now their opportunities are gone. You see? Now the opportunities are gone. Listen, I wanted to initially I was going to get on here because somebody messaged me and said, "Why don't you get on and talk about, the Smokey thing?" And I was like, you and me should talk about the P. Diddy thing. I was like, do I really want to spin the same narrative everybody's spinning and talking about the same thing? I could go and read exactly what's happening in court and come back to you guys and report, yeah, oh, that's a court and P. Diddy. That's easy to do that. Why not get on here and do what I'm doing now? Give you from my experience, and Meech would talk to you the same way. He'd tell you from his experience. He's got a lot of experience. We both do. Why not give you the experience as a Black man in this business and how we've dealt with this and how we've had to deal with it and move, make sure that we didn't make any crazy moves to get caught up, because it's easy to do it. The women don't stop coming. They don't. The women don't stop coming. They don't. It's just it's never ending. But the thing is, what are you going to do with dealing with those kind of situations? Young men, executives, what do? I'm careful. I ask them why. Why are you hitting me up? Why do you need my help? Do you have investors? Do you work? I mean, these are all the questions I ask when artists hit me up. They give me all kinds of stories, how they're the greatest artists in the world. Singers, rappers, whatever the case may be. So I ask them, what have you invested in yourself? How far have you gotten yourself thus far? You're asking me to help you. What have you done for yourself? Nobody helped me. I busted my butt at a young age to get in my position. So what have you done for yourself? Because a lot of people think you're so great that your voice or your talent is supposed to make way. It's a little bit more than that. That's how you get caught up in getting all that weird shit that happens to you. You come desperate. Don't go in the door desperate. You become a target. Take my advice. Older women, younger women, doesn't matter. Older men, young men, do not go in the music industry door sounding desperate, being desperate. There's only one thing going to happen. You're going to be treated that way. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, they see it. They know it. They smell it. Like, ooh, okay. Don't go in the door like that, because I promise you, you go in the door like that, you are going to get got every time. That's just how it goes. It's not a lot of people like me in the music industry. It's sprinkles of them. I'm not making this up. You can ask anybody in the business. There's sprinkles of guys like me, small sprinkles. There's more of that other shit in this business than it is the right shit. There's more of the dark shit. More of the dark shit in the film industry too. Because everybody want to be famous. And now we're in the age of narcissism where everybody feels like they're somebody, even if they're not. So when that happens, the floodgates open for mistakes and crazy shit to happen. That's where we're at. Welcome to the entertainment industry. If you didn't know, welcome to the entertainment industry. Welcome to the music industry. Welcome to the film industry. This is how it really is. I'm sorry to break your hearts. I wish I could tell you that otherwise, but it's more of that dark shit than it is that you just got to go in it knowing that, and that way you're able to maneuver. I did. I'm still in it. I was dodging. Watch out for that. I made it without having to do crazy stuff. I suffered. I had to go through dealing with, losing deals, but I mean, I'd rather do that than to do something that I was going to regret later on in my life. So it can be done. It can be done. Just don't go in begging for opportunity, because this is how it happens. The Cassie situation, the other stuff you see, all that's, it's people, artists going in the door. They want to be stars, man. When you want to be a star, people smell it. It's like raw meat. They smell it. You know what I'm saying? You might have a dude, this old cat, he smell that. Man, you see a young tender, he like, ooh, wee. That's all I'm saying. Be careful. Be careful, y'all. Well, let me read some of these comments. Hold on. Somebody said, Truth75 said there's no more AR. Truth75, AR were more just for, teaching artists how to talk, performing. If they needed a vocal coach to tighten up their vocals, you can teach them etiquette. But I know some A&R that was low diggity with it too. So the A&R had nothing to do with A&R worked for the record labels. Remember that. They didn't work for the family. They worked for the record label. So that don't mean nothing. Some of the people that got by some A&R. I'm just saying, just like some film executives, just because they were the director of the film didn't mean that they weren't going to try to mess with the talent. They still try to sleep with the beautiful girl that's the actress and tell her, if you don't do this, then this ain't gonna happen. So A&R is just the person that went out and found the talent. And sometimes if they didn't, they were the person that pretty much monitored the group and watched everything they were doing to help develop them into a greater act. But it didn't mean that they weren't part of that shit. What's up, Elizabeth? Leanne said, that's true. You do some things, but you don't lose your integrity. No, not at all, Leanne. Um, Leanne Newman, it's either you have integrity or you don't. There's like no in between with this. You either have the integrity or you don't. It's like you're raised with the integrity and morality, right? You're like your parents teach you that. And when you leave home, you either continue to use it or you ignore it, right? So it's like integrity is something that we're raised with, well, at least the old school, the Generation X, we were. The morals and integrity, we walked with it. We left home with it. We went to school and came back home with it, right? We knew that. We knew the neighbor could whoop our ass down the street if we got out of line. We had that morality and integrity. Those things no longer, they don't even use that. They don't, that word, I don't even think it's even in the dictionary anymore. Just joking. But I mean, it's because people don't use that word. They don't activate that integrity or morality anymore. So to me, it might as well be taken out the dictionary because nobody's really rocking with it no more like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me read another one of these. True said, but then dolls. What? Hold on. Let me read that. True said, but then doll signs made you turn a blind eye to the darkness. Doll signs? I don't know. Dollar signs, you're saying? I think he's saying dollar signs. Yeah. Now here's the thing. Man, I know so many people that when I was trying to get record deals at a young age, they were trying to get it in some of the stuff that they did. And they asked me, man, did you have to do that? I was like, hell no, I ain't doing shit. Nah, man, I'm good. I'll just have to not take a record deal. So a lot of people I know did get money and then other things came with it. Now that doesn't happen with everybody because like I said, it's different for every individual. It depends on you, how you accept or not the situation. I just wasn't with it. I wasn't with it. Styles, hello, one of my other mods, Styles is in the house. Thank you for showing up, Styles. Appreciate you. I know you're late to the party, but I'm gonna read some more of these comments. Elizabeth said, in the way they conduct themselves on the internet, because now the internet is amazing, but it could be harmful too. Absolutely. A black man's a black man, either on the internet, at the business desk, at the office, at a restaurant. Eyes are always on a black man, bad or good. Thus, the reason black men have to make sure that they move in a very respectful way for themselves and for others. We have to. We have no choice. It's set up for us to fail from the time we're born. I just wish people would pay attention to it. And I think that money makes you complacent mentally. A lot of black men become complacent with money and they think that means that they're a king and they think they can move differently like white folks. You know, you'll never be able to move like white people with money. You just, I mean, it's set up that way. I'm just telling you how it is. We still can't move the way they move. It might appear that we can, but then they remind us when you see the Shannon Sharp situations and the P. Diddy situations and you know what I'm saying? Somebody wasn't happy. Somebody upset somebody. So now I'm going to shut your shit down. Now, I'm not saying the person didn't put themselves in that position because obviously they had to put themselves in that position before somebody can shut them down. They got to put themselves in the position. But somebody allowed them to do all that for the long time. And then as soon as something don't get done the way you're supposed to, yeah, we're going to shut you down, man. That's what we're going to do. We got a lot on you. This is what I'm saying. Like, you go in and knowing the game, you don't get caught up. Just know that. Black men that are already in the business, be careful with the women you bring around yourself. Be careful with the women you bring in your circle. Be careful with the women that act like they like you. It could be all a setup. You kind of got to move with a crew of women around you or somebody watching you and keep a camera in the studio with you. I'm just saying, for the ones that are trying to be right, protect yourself. Protect yourself. Listen, you guys, I appreciate you. Stone Paxton Music and Life podcast, Stone Paxton Music and Life blog. You guys always hold me down, man. You guys are love, man, and I appreciate you for everything. I didn't see my regular channel donators, but because they be up in here, they be coming in the evening and stuff. But I just love the fact that you guys are here and you're here and you're showing me love and you took the time out to give me some of that love today. Thank you. I'm going to jump on here tomorrow. Me and Meech might jump on later. I got to take care of some business and I'm going to be in the studio with BG Knockout at 3. Oh, do me a favor to you guys. Go over to BG Knockout TV. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to do an interview on BG Knockout too. I got an interview with Elijah Baker from Tony, Randy Hall, extraordinary R&B artist from the 80s. He co-wrote some stuff with Miles Davis. Incredible, you know, still rocking, dropping records, charting. Have a Mirror Band from Kool and the Gang. Have D-Shot from the Click, E40's brother. I got some cool interviews lined up, you guys. So listen, subscribe. If you're not a member, become a member of my channel. Consider that. I would love to have you as a member. Thank you again for coming here and checking me out, man. This is my spin on what's happening with everything that we see. I didn't want to go and bang out on anybody. I just wanted to come in here and just tell you my experience about why I think black men get caught up in everything that we're seeing today. Have a great day. I'll catch you guys later. Peace and love, and I'm out.